We could do a podcast on acid. That would be interesting. Actually, most of our
No,
podcasts
that's
are
no,
probably.
that's what we do at Christmas. How we work it out, but we're gonna have, and it's all tinkly lights and fucking beautiful. And it's just happy acid at Christmas because it's fucking Christmas.
Yeah, all right. I'm in. Let's do it.
I'd rather do acid than get drunk because there's no hangover.
That's true. I mean, I had my I had my youth, and so I do get a little fearful of being really high because I kind of just picture it being like in the good old days. I can't just have a bath. Such a simple thing. And it's like, sometimes I do, but I'm not supposed to go in bodies of water on my own. Like I could go to a public swimming pool because, probably someone would notice, but going swimming in the sea on my own is frowned upon, as is having a bath. And isn't that ridiculous that the bath is just as dangerous as the whole ocean?
It
There's no
really
shark.
is.
There's no sharks in my bath. I won't stand on eel. Do you get eels in the sea? You do, don't you? You get eels in the sea.
Anna, friend of the pod, I managed to source a significant amount of mushrooms so she can have her end of life psilocybin trip.
Nice.
And she's asked me to trip sit for her during this. And I've been doing lots of research and it's a very like nice thing. And I was like, well, how about if I do you, you do me? I'll take a hero dose and I'll listen to the playlist and you can just sit for me. And she said, it's great. What if both of us sit for you, or you can come in on the other ones? Because I've got 3 doses. We can paper, rock, scissors, and we can all have a hero dose to reestablish our reality and to get some kind of fucking feeling.
You could do 3 different strengths and we do a lucky dip and see who gets most fucked up.
She cast a love spell on me and a little witchy poo thing.
Really?
She mystically roofied me.
And what was that?
I don't know. She did some little like, neo-pagan 21st century, early 2000s wicked shenanigans.
All right, she deserves whatever's coming then. Sorry.
Open yourself to the dark forces of the universe, they'll come fucking knocking.
I'm all for people doing, magic, I guess. I mean, you are a magician, so you can't really judge her
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
but what she did was wizardry. I cut the shit out of myself when I was doing wiring in the bus yesterday.
Were you doing a blood sacrifice for Rachel?
I was I had to appease the dark forces.
I mean, my family are far away, but they are 100% my support network. Like, I always refer to my mum as my cheerleader because she's always got my back and she
Mm.
always wants the best for me. She's always, shows concern when things are bad. Like, if I turn around to her and went, Steve was a dick, she'd be like, show me where, I'll get him. She would fight for me.
I am so lucky I landed Rachel
Yeah.
before everything. She actually met me just after I'd had my first skateboard accident and I was limping. And she's now she's like, I should have just run. I was
Yeah,
like,
so she was she was signing up for that. Hey, I've got a cool skateboarding dude who's so into it. He's got injuries from it. He's so cool.
cool. Oh, I was so, my hair was so floppy when I had hair.
Oh,
I was
oh.
adorable. And I was this rail thin 23-year-old with like Popeye arms attached to him.
So technically, legally, Rachel could divorce you on false advertising. Legally, I'm sure there's a legal
Legally.
clause.
So you're saying that the advertising commission should handle my divorce proceedings?
Yeah.
Just checking.
I
Just
mean, I
checking.
support Rachel in whatever way she can get out of such a terrible situation.
With you, young Naomi, you're already also neurospicy. But then like how much of your neurodivergence is part of the epilepsy and how much of it was before? I don't know. I want to know.
What
Know your brain.
what makes you think that I'm neurospicy?
Because when you talk about like the overstimulation, There was something about like the weird sensation you get in your eyeballs.
That, yeah, going into a room of people and you get glad wrap or cling film eyes. Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, just going into a room of people and your brain makes you not be able to see properly. That's a
yeah.
normal thing. That's what happens. See, I don't see why
That's
other
not that's
people
not
don't
that's not how
have that.
like the bell curve of brains work. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Maybe I should eat a frog. Maybe that would
Yeah,
help.
just go lick a fucking frog.
Oh, go lick a frog. That's like the best
Go.
insult. Fuck off, go lick a frog. I would love my mum to beat the shit out of you. That would be an ace fight that I would love to watch.
Can I? Well, I do know how to stab. Can I get a sword since I'm a cripple?
You can't stab my mum.
Well, she's gonna beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna poke her with a stick.
Okay, fair enough. I'll warn her. Sorry, mum. Steve's gonna stab you now. You know those sensory tank things? I'm not allowed
Mm.
in them because
Mm.
you know drowning and shit. If I had a seizure, and so they're really touchy. These companies about not letting people die.
Health and
Mad.
safety gone mad. They wouldn't
Gone
even let an
mad.
epileptic woman unattended in a pond.
Imagine that. I'm taken onto court for my death and going, what were you thinking? Putting an epileptic in the bath unsupervised.
Criminal breach of the law.
I did have one that was going quite well, and he made a joke about my name. So Naomi backwards is I
I'm
moan.
owned. Yeah, I know. It's every person I know named Naomi thinks that that's
Oh,
hilarious.
it makes me laugh every time.
It is
And
basically.
so he made a joke on that and then said, "Oh, sorry, I was just trying to make you laugh." I'm like, okay. And I said, "Oh, that's all right. I like to be amused." But autocorrect jumped in and I just messaged him, "I like to be abused." Yeah.
Speaking of perverts, my friend Jess found this amazing human being on Tinder who I don't want to yuck somebody else's yum, but
Mhm.
so there's a person whose name I'm not going to give, but he is a father to two beautiful calves who are my world. If you can't handle, spelt wrong, that, keep on swiping. Looking for a down-to-earth cow to matriarch the herd while I bust around the Serengeti doing my thing.
Oh.
Update, one beautiful calf. Goddamn poachers. Everyone told me to get them detussed, but I heard it causes autism.
This sounds like a catch of a person. We met up for a drink and there was there was nothing there. But he said, "Oh, I might come along to the comedy night that you're doing." I said, well, I will be busy because I was emceeing the night as well. I said, "Oh, I'll be busy, so I won't really be able to hang out, but you're welcome to come along." And so he did, and another friend of mine was there and she was on her own. And so I was like, "Oh, hey, you guys, you can sit together if you want to." And so they did. And afterwards went to the bar and said, "Hey, how did you find that?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's good." And he kept looking preoccupied and then didn't even finish his drink and ran away. And I was like, well, that was unusual. And I came home and my friend messaged me saying that he had chased her and asked her out for coffee. And he messaged the next day saying, like, "Oh, I chased your friend." And so, yeah, I had no claims on him,
Yeah.
but like manners, like, wouldn't you go like, "Hey, we haven't got a thing, have we? So I'm just going to go and ask your mate out." It's like, is that not bad manners to just run away and chase her? A guy had messaged going, "Hey, I'm going to be in Nelson. Do you want to meet up?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe." Bearing in mind, I made no response during all of this. He messaged saying, "Oh, I've got a motel, in your area.
Oh,
And
yeah, you told
I
me that
think it'd be great if you came to this motel. And I've got somewhere with a private spa, and I'm going to get wine and I'm going to get chocolates. And I think if you tell me what your size is, then I'm going to buy you some sexy lingerie, and I'm going to get these toys." And it just started getting worse and worse. And I want to do this to you and I want to do that to you. And then it went quiet. And it's like, I didn't need to respond to any of those messages. And he had a wonderful time. if I had actually gone with him, it's like I wouldn't have needed to participate in any of the proceedings for
You
him
could
to
have just sat and
very
read a
lovely time.
newspaper. You done? He's like, nearly.
Yeah, so I've got a great idea for a date. Come and watch me wank. I'll be there in 5 minutes. When people are say depressed and they're wary of taking antidepressants, because they say, oh, it turns me into a zombie, or they're fearful of that. Is the way that I always describe it, because I quite like things being in pictures, is when you're depressed.
Autistic.
When this is a normal way of thinking, this isn't a spicy way of thinking, is when people are depressed or have got a shitload of problems, it's like a big tangled web of string, like loads of individual strings are all tangled up, and you look at it and go, I can't untangle that, that's ridiculous. And when you take an antidepressant, it doesn't get rid of that big ball of tangles, but it separates it all out into individual strings. And so you can look at one string and go, I'll deal with that one, or I'll deal with that one. And so it doesn't cure everything, but it lets you see things a little bit clearer. We get forced rest days, which is when situations have forced us to stop and forced us to fall down. Like I sleep when I'm in hospital on drugs, or I collapse and be unconscious for a bit. But actually booking a genuine rest day is really, really hard, because if I say have a rest day and I do nothing, and then the next day I get hit on my ass by a seizure, that's then 2 days wasted. So there's kind of pressure that when you're able and capable to do stuff, you want to do it while you've got the chance. And like having a rest day is risky because you might waste other days, or say if there's a thing that you have to do, but you plan to do it on Tuesday, but on Monday you're capable, it's like, do it, because tomorrow you don't know. You might be dead tomorrow. If I don't get to the top of that mountain, then I've failed. If you go in with that mindset, you're not going to start in the first place. And so just doing the little thing, like I've got a friend who wants to learn to play guitar, and he's saying, well, I'm never going to be amazing. And it's like, maybe not, but you can learn one chord, and wouldn't that be fun? And it's like a little step in itself is a step, and it doesn't have to lead anywhere. You can just go, I did that one thing. I was at the gym and one of the personal trainers came up and said, oh, the lady I was just training, she saw me and said, oh, that lady there, I'm a lady, that lady there, she was in the magazine, and she's got such a beautiful smile. She's always smiling and always happy. It's wonderful. And it was really nice to hear that. But inside I was thinking, that's how good my masking is when I'm at the gym and I'm not talking to anybody. Her impression of me is that I'm always bright and chirpy. And it's like, that is bullshit, because I'm a miserable cow.
But the thing is that when you smile,
The
it's a
world lights
true
up.
smile. The world fucking lights up, and it's because it's a true smile.
So when we smile, we really go for it. Make the most of those big moments.
Yeah, we lean into it.
When I smile, I fucking go for it.
My dad didn't send me a message on my birthday, and hasn't ever my whole life. And my mom sent me a message, and my father-in-law thinks I'm a monster for using plant medicine. And I was kind of talking to Jess, and I was like, oh, being a bit sad. And she's like, Santa Claus. It's like Santa Claus. They're not there. They're literally on the other side of a planet. Nothing they do actually touches you,
Right,
They're
yeah.
just imaginary. My family is imaginary. My
Oh.
real family is my son, who, when he hears me ticking and being sore in the kitchen as I'm tidying up, will come and give me a hug to help make me feel better. Like, that's my fucking
Right,
family.
yeah. And I guess that's with
And you
replenishing
fucking man.
foods.
Your Auntie Naomi for sure.
Basically, somebody who I trust was with me whilst I had the seizure, and afterwards told me lies about what happened. And their lie was in one part to make themselves look good, and another part to kind of protect how I might feel about the situation. That hurt me on so many levels, because saying something to protect me, and shield me, kind of belittles all the strength that I think that I have. that got me thinking, like, how many times or how regularly do people lie or shield me from the truth because they think I can't cope with it? I think I can deal with stuff, but is the reality that I think I live in, is it kind of a ruse to protect me because I'm so delicate? Like, am I being wrapped in cotton wool and I'm not even aware of it? It's weird enough being out in the world doing stuff and you're not aware of it, waking up in hospital and not knowing what went on. I would rather
Mm.
know everything, no matter how
Mm.
embarrassing, because it's like giving me some kind of control over my own life. Even though I can't
Mm.
change the situation, I still want to know everything that happens in my life. It's like, don't keep secrets about me from me.
Well,
You
it's
know,
also that like it's a consent, it's that control. And because especially, I mean, I've got a touch, but your lack of control is so profound
yeah.
that someone take the fractions that you have away. That's like having the literally having the rug ripped out from under you.
Yeah, yeah. And to be told to boost their ego as well, and just to make them feel generally good. I then go away thinking that person's been so good to me, and I'm crediting them for
Mm,
stuff that I shouldn't be crediting them with. My people pleasing side wanted to go, oh, it's okay, I understand, I forgive you.
that's the
Um,
English.
I know, right? And it's like, no, I was actually really proud of myself because I didn't do that. Like, I had my accepting of humans hat on, but I let them know that I was wearing that hat. And then I would come
Mm,
back to actually the emotional side is I don't want to hold on to shit feeling, but I do want them to feel shit. I do want them to know that it's not okay to do that,
mm,
and I think they realize. Um, but no matter how much you sort of talk it through and you analyze it and you understand it and you forgive and justify and all that bullshit, I'm still left sitting with the doubt that my reality is what I think my reality is. How many times have people lied before? I don't know. I'm not responsible for making somebody else feel okay because they are feeling shit about it. And it's like, it's not my job to fix them. And
mm.
the people pleaser in me wants to make sure everyone around me is okay.
Oh,
And it's like, actually, no, my priority should be making sure that I'm okay first. And if they feel shit in the meantime, tough, do feel shit about it. I think because I spend so long, trying to be accepting of stuff, because I have to. And it's
mm,
like, yeah, shit happens, and I've got to sort of learn or prioritize what to be stressed about and what is worth holding on to and what I should just go, well, that's just the way things are. I think even in a shitty situation where someone's been a dick, that instinctively want to go, okay, I should let go of that. I shouldn't hold on to that. And it's like, actually, I think with this one, it's okay to keep hold of it for a bit. And I did say to them that I want to just let it go, but I think I have to sit with it for a while. I think I need to keep hold of it for a little while because
mm.
not keeping hold of it and just saying, oh, everything's okay, feels like I'm just rolling over saying, walk all over me. They're protecting us, I think, well, protecting me from things that they don't realize I don't need protecting from.
It's a symptom of the general lack of empathy that exists today, right? So they're protecting you from something that they think would be embarrassing. They're like, I'm not going to tell her because I would feel bad if that happened to me, but not thinking and being like, well, how did she actually feel about it? Or is it worth saying like, you might have embarrassed yourself. Would you rather just not know?
Yeah, and
Um,
for me, I would rather know because it's weird enough being out in the world doing stuff and you're not aware of it, waking up in hospital and not knowing what went on. I would rather know everything.
there's microdosing, which is that subperceptual stuff. And then there's what's called a quote unquote hero dose, where you take a shit ton, put on not a shit ton. So it's between 3 and 5 grams, which is like enough for your brain to go a bit loopy. And I think it's Stanford University, but some big scientific university in the States has curated a playlist specifically for end of life stuff that's what they've researched it for, but it's probably pretty good for pretty much anything. And you
Right.
have nice headphones and a blackout blindfold, and you have a sitter there to make sure that you're safe, and you just sit and your mind heal unravels and then heals itself.
Right. Oh my God, I'm trying so hard to use all the counseling tricks at the moment. Be in the moment, enjoy the small things. And I do that so well normally. So why isn't it working right now? And so at
because
the minute,
someone was really fucking mean to you, and it's really hard, I think, because whether or not this comes from being ill or not, but the types of people, the types of like open, genuine people that we are, where you're like, oh, I'm going to be nice to you, so people are nice to you back, and they're like, no, a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people are just really
yeah,
selfish
yeah.
and don't think.
This is a great counseling session, actually. This is helping.
Hooray, I did it.
It's all magic. Everything's magic that I don't understand.